YouTube, it's Joanie from simplelivingmama.com, and today I wanted to sort of talk about something that I've been posting about on my blog for a while now. It is our new morning time and morning basket. I actually read Pam Barnhill's Your Morning Basket several months ago, and I decided now that we've gotten moved and we've gotten settled into our new house and we've sort of got routines going on now, that I would like to implement a lot of those strategies. And so what I did, and I will have all the information, links to all the resources and everything down in the description box below so that you can go check all of that out. I don't think she has the Your Morning Basket ebook anymore. I think she now has an actual book that's available on Amazon and also on her website. But it basically talks about the same themes and the same concepts. So this is my morning time binder, and I'm still building on it. It's very, I wouldn't say unfinished, but there's a lot of things that I still want to add and do with it, but I'll just go ahead and show you what I have so far. So what I have done is I have created a morning time loop schedule. And basically what we do is every day we have certain tasks that we do in the mornings, and then we go through a loop of several other tasks. Most of these tasks that are on my loop are actually very Charlotte Mason inspired, and I haven't gotten all of the materials for everything. A lot of this stuff is going to start in the fall, but some of it we're doing now. Are you talking to me, buddy? Are you talking? It's baby Eli, he wants to be in the video too. So what we do every single day is we do our Bible reading, we do memory work, we do map work, poem memorization, and then we do read alouds. I don't think I mentioned this. I have all ages from like 8 months up to 9 years old. So I have 6 children, and they range in age from a 3rd grader to a 1st grader to a preschooler, and then 2 toddlers, and then my baby. So I like to include something for everyone. All right, so let's get started talking about our Bible reading. And I don't have the actual Bible in here that we use. We use the New Adventure Bible, and my daughter has really been wanting to read from the actual Bible. So we've been going through the book of Matthew kind of slowly. I'll read a few passages every single day. And some days we don't get to morning time. If it's a really hectic day, sometimes morning time gets skipped, and it's just the way that it is. But it's okay, because the next day we can pick up where we left off and everything will be fine. But I wanted to show you guys this children's Bible. This was actually mine when I was a little girl, and it's great. It has nice illustrations, and the stories are short and sweet for the most part, and the kids really like them. So they're interactive and enjoyable. So we read from this book sometimes, we read from the actual Bible sometimes. I have another little, very old, as you can tell. This was also from my childhood, baby's first Bible that I read to the littlest ones. So very cute. And that is our Bible. And right now, that's all we are doing for Bible, is just reading Bible stories and then discussing them. The kids usually always have questions, and it leads to some great discussions. The next thing we do is our memory work. Right now, I am having my youngest children, well, not the baby obviously, but the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, and the 5-year-old are all memorizing nursery rhymes. And right now we are working on Humpty Dumpty. And all I do is I say the nursery rhyme with them. They love to look at this little printable that I have here, and before long they are saying it with me and saying it on their own. So it's very easy. I do have like some little printable packs that go along with each nursery rhyme, and that's not something that the kids do every day, but they do like to color sometimes, and they have little puppets, and they can reenact the nursery rhyme with the little puppets and stuff like that. That's not necessarily included in our morning time. They may do that later on during the day. It's not something that I say, okay, now you have to do this. This is the time that you have to do this. It's more like just free play. It's available for them if they want to do it. The other thing that we're working on for the older children is memorizing coin value. This is something that they're having trouble with for some reason. So I have this little printable with little poems for the values of each of the coins, and we say that. And then I'll just randomly ask them, I'll say, okay, Ethan, how much is a penny worth? Or Audrey, how much is a quarter worth? And we'll do that, and that sort of helps to cement that in. Skip counting. I have some skip counting sheets, and we just say these. This stuff goes very quickly too. A few minutes tops. The most important skip counting numbers that I want them to know are the 2s, the 5s, and the 10s. The older kids have the 10s and the 5s down pretty well. They even have the 2s down pretty well, but we'll go through these just for some practice to make sure that they don't forget. It's okay, Bella. Another thing we are memorizing, this is actually left over from My Father's World Adventures curriculum. It's just the 50 states. So we're not learning the capitals, we're just learning the states in order. And they have a little song, and we sing the song and say the 50 states in alphabetical order. Last but not least, we are working on memorizing the continents, and this is the oceans, but really the kids are just working on the continents. This goes along with our Good and the Beautiful language arts curriculum that I'm using with my oldest child. And basically I just have 3 different printouts of the same thing. As you can see, it's written on right now. They use dry erase markers and label the continents. It's very simple and it's effective. So let's see. Also, poem memorization. I don't have our poem in here yet because we are about to work on a new one and I haven't selected it yet, but also I pull from the Good and Beautiful language arts curriculum for the poems that we memorize. And basically all we do is we just say it out loud a few times until the kids have it memorized, and then they're ready to recite it. And we will recite it to me, recite it, on the phone to grandma, or recite it to daddy. We just do it like that. Lastly, for our daily routine, we do a read aloud. I always have a chapter book read aloud going on with the kids. Right now we are working on the Boxcar Children, which has been a great book for all of my kids. They all really like it. And if you haven't read this one with your kids, I do highly recommend it, because sometimes it is hard for me to get my oldest child, he's a 9-year-old boy, interested in the books that we're reading. My daughter seems to love almost everything, but it's a little bit harder to get him into stuff, but he's loving this one. He actually asks me to read more every time I read it, so that's great. I also do preschool read alouds, which I don't have any in here. A lot of times they'll just go and pull a book off the shelf for me to read to them. And I read to them every day, multiple times a day. So let's see what else. So I'm gonna start with Mondays. Mondays we do 2 different things. We will do our science read aloud and then Spanish. I don't have Spanish in here. We use Song School Spanish, and basically what I do is I just play the DVD. We do 1 chapter per week, so I'll play the chapter on the TV, and then we will go over the book together. And then we also do a science read aloud, and we are doing astronomy right now and learning about the different planets. So I will read, if we're learning about, let's say, Mercury, and then I'll read a page about Mercury from this book. And I have a couple of other ones. So we have Spinning Worlds. That's one that we're reading right now. And, oh yes, this one. The Take Along Guide, Planets, Moons, and Stars. I'll read about whatever planet we're studying at the time from this book. And then I have some others in here that we haven't gotten to yet, but they will come up as we move along in our science curriculum, which, in case you're wondering, is Apologia, Exploring Creation Through Astronomy. So I have Find the Constellations. I have the Osborne First Encyclopedia of Space. And then I have the Moon Book by Gail Gibbons. So all of these books go along with our science curriculum, which they're not, I just found these books on my own. They weren't, required to go along with science curriculum. I just wanted to have some good living books to go along with our astronomy study. So that's what we do on Mondays. Tuesdays is poetry, and I have mentioned this book so many times because it's one of my favorites. But we just read through this book, and the kids have several of these poems already memorized. This is A Child's Garden of Verses by Robert Louis Stevenson. I have also added some biography, and all I do is, I think I found it online. I just read a little bit about his life, show the kids his picture, and then we read the poems. Easy peasy, and it's a lot of fun. Let's see, what else do we do on Tuesday? Virtue reading on Tuesday. This is something else that doesn't take a lot of time. Eli's having fun with our stuff here. Hey, you want to hold on to something? Let's see, you want to hold on to this? There you go. So, let's see here. This is the Children's Book of Virtues. And in case you're wondering, I get a lot of my books from thriftbooks.com. You can find a lot of stuff for pretty cheap on there. So this came from thriftbooks.com, and all I do is I'll read 1 or 2 pages from this book each time. So that's what we do on Tuesdays. I can open it up and show you what it looks like inside. So it's just a little virtue, like The Honest Disciple, 1 page. This one says Little Sunshine. It may be more than 1 page, but I've only got 1 hand, so I can't turn it to show you. But they're very short and sweet little stories or poems. And, oh yes, this one is a story. It's a few pages long, but it's easy. It's easy to do, and it gives the kids some food for thought. I love reading aloud to the children. Let's see. Okay, so that was Tuesday. What do we do on Wednesdays? Wednesdays is art study and natural history. Oh, I forgot to show you guys a couple of other ones for our science stuff. So this is a book that we got from Chick-fil-A, I think. Curious George Discovers the Stars. The little ones really love Curious George, so that's a good one. And this one is called The Osborne Complete Book of Astronomy in Space. And some of these books are not necessarily creation-based. They'll talk about the Big Bang Theory or evolution, and I just omit that when I'm reading aloud. I don't bring that up. Okay, back to art study, which happens on Wednesday. So right now, I am using 13 Artists Children Should Know, and this is what it looks like. And basically what we are doing is we just talk about 1 artist each week. So the first one we talked about was Leonardo Da Vinci. We talked about what time he was alive, some of his most famous paintings. I just read to them and we look at the paintings, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, these are all some of the most famous artists. Now in the fall, I am planning to do Simply Charlotte Mason's artist study portfolios, I think is what it's called. And we will be doing all of that in the fall, starting in the fall. Here you go. So right now I also have natural history scheduled for Wednesday, and I am reading from, this book is missing the cover. It came from thriftbooks.com, but it is James Herriot's Treasury for Children. And it's super cute, beautiful illustrations. I read 1 story each Wednesday. Oh, hang on, let me show it. Here we go. I read 1 story each Wednesday. And the kids are basically just learning about different animals. So James Herriot was a veterinarian, and he wrote about the different animals that he encountered. During his career, he wrote these cute little stories. Nice pictures for the kids. It's been a lot of fun. So Thursday is hymn study and composer study, and we actually have not started with our composer study. That's going to start in the fall, but I do play hymns on Thursday, and all I do is we have an Apple music subscription, like an iTunes music subscription, and I just choose whichever hymn that I want us to study, and I play it on Thursdays. And I also print out the sheet music. You can usually find these for free on the internet, and we will just sing the hymn together. Another super simple thing to do together, but it gives kids, you know, that enrichment. So right now we are doing It Is Well With My Soul, and this is such a pretty song. My 5-year-old will go up to my phone and ask Siri. He'll say, "Hey Siri, play It Is Well With My Soul," and it's adorable. But we are having a lot of fun with that, and then composer study will actually start in the fall, like I said, and I'm using Simply Charlotte Mason's composer studies as well. Now Friday, I forgot to bring my nature journal over here. Friday we don't really do school, but if we have had an adventure during the week, we have some friends that we go and hang out with and go to different natural spots like creeks and parks and stuff. If we've done any of that, we will sit down and draw in our nature journals. Now right now all I'm using is colored pencils. Eventually I do want the kids to learn how to use watercolors. Are you getting upset? But for us it's just easier to do colored pencils, and I get fairly inexpensive little books for them to draw in, and we are using Nature Anatomy as our basis for helping us draw the different things that we found, and we'll write something in there in our nature journals about like poems about whatever we were studying, or just a little snippet like we had a dead bat in our driveway a few weeks ago, so I journaled about that, and I wrote down the date of when that happened and talked about the bat, and it's something that's kind of fun and relaxing. It's not really work, and we're still learning, and the kids really enjoy it. So that is everything for our morning basket so far. It's been such a great time. I've gotten questions from people like, how long does this take? How do you, order your day and everything? Usually we don't spend more than 45 minutes or so on our morning basket work. If the kids are really involved in what we are studying or what we're reading, it might take longer. If the kids are not wanting to pay attention and they're wanting to play and the baby's really fussy, then it might take a lot less time. It just depends on how the day is going, huh? Is that funny? It just depends on how the day is going, and after we finish our morning time, then we move into independent work. And I say independent because my kids are still pretty young and I need my help with most things, but they'll start on their handwriting and their language arts and their math and their independent reading and all of that. And I'd like to be done by lunch, but a lot of times I have to stop and take care of babies or nurse or whatever, and we usually, just with all the breaks that I have to take, a lot of days we don't get done until around 3 o'clock. But kids are obviously not working that entire time. They're getting a lot of breaks too. So right now that's how our homeschool day is going, and if you liked this video, if you want to see more, maybe I'll show you, I don't know what we're going to be doing over the summer, but when the fall starts back up, I'll continue doing this and showing you what's in our morning basket and what we're learning about. So if you want to see more videos like that, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we will talk to you in the next video. Bye.